Hey, what's up, everybody? RPM with you here, daytradingradio.com. I want to do a quick little recap of Friday's show that we did. That would have been Friday, Friday the 7th of June, 2013. And I covered live ES coverage and market coverage over on daytradingradio.com on Fridays, of course. Mr. Daytrader Rockstar is able to get his HPS watch list and everything done for the following week. Today is Monday, by the way. I want to bring up a chart here I'm looking at. This is, again, I used a 1 minute chart. I know it's a little bit extra detailed there, but yes, Friday, of course, we were looking at some crazy action. I will get to Friday's chart in just a minute here. I'm just looking at a live chart right here. This morning we opened up and I had a large trend line here that goes back a while. We're in sort of a rising channel and made a parallel measurement off of this line, which was the measurement off of this top line that had been tested here and respected. I made a measurement here on the downside. Market was selling off. We had a 20-50 cross at the downside. We came all the way down and almost tagged it within about a quarter to a half point. Anyways, nice bounce off of that level right there. So I just want to point that out. That's live coverage right now. Let me bring up the show. Here's a show from Friday, and I want to point out some patterns that I saw in the market. We went pretty much the whole day, and it wasn't until about 1 o'clock, 1:30 or so, maybe 2 o'clock, that I started really seeing some patterns develop that at least I liked, and were actionable patterns that I felt like that were good possibility of a profitable trade. And let me zoom in on this chart here just a bit, and I'll show you. Last video here, some people asked for me to do that, and that shouldn't be a problem. There we go. And this is just a video file. I've got it here in Windows Windows Media Player. Just playing back the file of the deal. I'm going to turn off the volume here because I don't want to confuse everyone with the dual audio. So this right here, I'm going to back up here, and we're going to see what was going on here earlier. And it looks like I was looking at TiVo, had some action, but you can see over here on the right-hand side of the chart here, market was basically just grinding sideways. We just had a bounce here off the 200 period moving average. Let me zoom just a little bit more. I had Jake here from Benzinga giving us a news update. Shortly after that, I started seeing a pattern develop here, which looked to me as something that I should draw. And let's move forward here. And I come up at some point. I can't come up with a descending triangle. And I looked at pressure to the downside right here, and I formed a line across here, and then drew a top line right here. And let me let my video come back into focus. There we go. And we're going to scan forward here, and I saw this pattern, and I drew that line in. I zoomed in here, as you can see. And so your entry would have been somewhere of a short up here along this area. As soon as this 2050 started to cross, looking for a target that would have been around this 34.5, 34.75, this recent bottom. If you had put multiple cars on at that point, you could take some off here, and then you could wait for continued a move back down with the remaining cars for your short. Now, we had several people in the room actually take that advice and tried to get short up here in the 37.5, 38 area. And you can see as time moves on here, we did have another plummet back downward here. It's just a couple points. Not exactly a death roll or nothing. But you see we pretty much tagged the line here, and we tagged it back here, and that's where I got this pattern. This is another descending triangle. And you can see it there, a little bit larger scale right there. At least that's the way I see it. Now you can see I just drew a parallel line off the top. Now this only tagged in one place. It's only tagged in one place right here. This is just here as a measured move off of this top channel. So if we break that line, and I was actually describing and telling people in real time, you can see the chart moving around here. If we actually break that lower line right here where my mouse is right here, if we break that, our target was somewhere down here near this channel line. Okay. Let's scan forward and see what happens. And here I zoomed in on it. There we do. We went through it. There we go. And volume came in. You can see the volume coming as soon as we broke that level right there. It's just obvious once you break that support, you know, stop starting getting hit, people start piling on to the short. And I was explaining it. You can see my mouse moving on the screen here. And then we started coming down. And then again, I drew the parallel line right there for a possible bounce. Let's scale on out here. And that was a perfect bounce there. You can see we got a bounce right off of that. Pretty much right to the tick. And getting out right up here. What a lot of our members got out right up into 30, 36 area, 36 half. Some held on. This is a downward channel, which a lot of times breaks out to the upside as bullish. And we did just so. And then we drew another topping pattern right here where we had resistance. And a lot of people got it at 38 half, 38 3/4. I believe the market pulled off of that point. Yes, it did. And then we eventually formed another pattern of strength, and we punched through that level. And there we go. And this right here is the S&P daily. Over here on the left-hand side, I was pointing out, there's the daily candles. This was pretty much expected, all of this, and then the day moved on, and you can see. But I want to just recap that channel right there and how that worked out and how I got this point of measure right here, which was basically just looking at this top trend line, getting a measure. This is an established trend line with several hits on it, and then drawing a parallel measurement here, and then watching the market fail this descending triangle to the downside like expected, and the target was around 31 half, 31 32 right along in here, which was this lower trend line right here. So that's just one of the little patterns that I like to trade. Sometimes it takes a while to wait for it to happen. Often you'll see these deals happen at the end of the day on Friday, or at least the second half of the day, after you've digested what the market really wants. And that's what we do over at Day Trading Radio. And again, I do some coverage over on DTR2 as well, which is our members only channel during some of the days. I put my chart up and draw some indicators on it and stuff for people to follow if they want to. Use as a reference point, just another, possible scenario for them to follow while Johnny's doing his coverage on DTR1. But on Fridays we do futures coverage on the main channel. I do, and Johnny is doing his watch list and stuff. So definitely come by the site, take a look, and there's a 2-week free trial, and we invite you to give a try on that, take advantage of that, and any feedback or any questions or whatever, let us know. And it's daytradingradio.com. I'm RPM. I want to say thanks again for watching this video, and good luck in the markets. Take care.